Veni, vidi, vici. This was the quote of probably the most famous Roman to have ever lived, Gaius Julius Caesar. It was said to him in a letter to the Roman Senate after he'd achieved a quick victory in the war against both the Bosporus kingdom and the kingdom of Pontus around 47 BC. This meaning I came, I saw, and I conquered. Today I will discuss the main reasons why the Roman Empire fell. The 3 points I will focus on will be the social, the economic, and the political instability of the late Roman Empire. In my research, I have found many issues that mirror the ones we have today, in which hopefully you cannot make the same mistakes as the past after you leave here today. The social instability of the Roman Empire should not be understated, as it was a key reason for its downfall. The Roman Empire in its entirety was far too large and much too spread out to effectively govern, coupled with ineffective leadership. There was huge social unrest and overspending. The Roman Empire had a massive problem with Germanic and Asiatic barbarians. The Huns invaded Europe from the east, which caused native Germanic tribes to force their way into Roman territory, causing massive invasions by Germanic tribes, such as the Vandals. The massive wave of Germanic migrations resulted in the degradation of society, the inability of the military to keep up, and eventually the fall of the Western Roman Empire. The sheer size of the Roman Empire was already difficult to govern, not accounting the inconsistent leadership and widespread corruption. This meant that there were many different cultures living under Roman rule, such as the Jews, the Arabs, and the Germans. This also meant that there were major cultural tensions within the empire. Also, with such a vast territory to govern, it takes disciplined armies coupled with an effective leadership and logistical system to control. The late Roman Empire had neither of these. The pressure from outside forces and local rebellions meant more funds had to be sent to the Roman legions, which caused infrastructure to collapse and fall into disarray. As an ever-increasing number of assets were channeled into the military upkeep of the domain, innovative headway in moderated and Rome's respectful framework fell into decay. This was said by UK Essays, November 2018, The Rise and Fall of the Roman Empire. The political reasons for the fall was the end of the Pax Romana, or Roman peace. There was also rampant corruption and inconsistent leadership. The Roman Empire had many problems, most of them political in nature, such as rampant corruption, instability within the government, or the major influence of the Praetorian Guard on who would become the next emperor. Starting with the reign of Augustus, the Pax Romana was at a time of prosperity, expansion, and stability within the empire. This ending would obviously not be a good thing, as it would mean that there would be instability such as massive barbarian migrations, degradation of society, and the failure of civil infrastructure. The corruption of the government was rampant. One cause of this was the Praetorian Guard, the emperor's personal bodyguards. They assassinated and installed new emperors at will and worked for whoever could pay them more. The rot also spread to the Roman Senate, who failed to act as a check to the emperors. The Pax Romana was a period of peace and stability within the Roman Empire, lasting from 27 BC to 180 AD. It consisted of economic prosperity, military supremacy, and Roman hegemonic power, said by Wasson D.L., December 8, 2015, World History Encyclopedia. The economy was also a main reason for the fall of the empire. While the empire was being eroded from the outside, it was also being attacked from the inside due to the failing economy and the system that was just simply not working anymore. The Roman currency was massively devalued over time due to an attempt to stretch their economy as far as possible. Similar to Ptolemaic Egypt, the Romans began to add impurities to their coins, so more could be made. However, this had the side effect of there being too many coins in circulation. Inflation skyrocketed and the currency devalued so much that officials began to paint coins in an effort to make them seem more valuable than they were. It is estimated that the inflation rate reached an astronomical rate of 15,000% between 200 and 300 AD. In terms of a tangible example, 1 Roman pound of gold was valued at 72,000 denarii in 301 AD. This was said in dailyhistory.org article, What Role Did Inflation Play in the Collapse of the Roman Empire? Many emperors tried and failed to fix the massive economic stability, but due to their lack of knowledge of the economy and corruption from the inside, one major problem of the overtaxation of citizens led to the poor flooding other barbarian lands to seek freedom. All this caused money to be moving outwards and not inwards. The Roman Empire was a primarily slave-based economy, relying on slaves to produce work and food and craftsmen. When Roman expansion grinded to their halt, so did the acquisition of slaves. These are just a multitude of reasons, but first, there are most definitely more. With the culture of the Roman Empire of people degrading and the politics of the Roman Empire being corrupted by money and power, the economy of the Roman Empire coming crashing down, all contributed to its fall. The problems of the Roman Empire are not only applicable to the past. Things such as cultural degradation, government corruption, and economic instability are just as important topics today as they were thousands of years ago. Thank you.